Hello and welcome to Fantasy Football Focus. My name's Graham and oh my god, 5 days till the Premier League season starts. I am so excited, I cannot wait. A bit nervous now that it's getting to crunch time with having to pick my team. I just could not help myself this season. I keep changing things around. I just watched the Community Shield game and I've had to bring Sterling in. I did go with De Bruyne, but I just feel that Sterling is going to be heavily involved in everything. He's just going to carry on. He's had a good pre-season as well, and I just feel that with Pep having put him up top, he'll probably be switching him around with Aguero and Jesus and starting out on the wing or going up front, so he's always going to be that attacking threat. So yeah, Sterling has to be in my squad. This guy is just absolutely on fire. Last season, 17 goals scored, 15 assists. We all know about him. 28.5% of players owning him, so I really don't want to miss out on him. Salah had an okay start. I guess he had a little bit of a holiday, so probably a little bit rusty, so I'm sure Salah will return, but I just don't think Salah's going to be as good as he has been in previous seasons. That's just the way I feel about it, and sometimes it's better to just go your gut. Try not to change your mind. I know I've changed mine a million, but that's due to injury, stuff like that, because for example I had Laporte, he's got a knock at the moment, so I had to switch the defence round. So yeah, let's have a look at my defence. I mean, Farman in goal. I've trying to start a bit of a Farman train. I know there's another YouTuber, Kurt, that actually said about Farman, and I totally agree with him. I was happy to hear him say that. He's a great penalty saving expert. I think if Liverpool pepper his goal, it could be in for some bonus save points. That's what I'm looking for. And maybe if Liverpool get a penalty, he could save it. I mean, imagine that in game week 1, he saves a penalty and he's only owned by 0.8% players. So you've got a good advantage there in points. I mean, a long stretch for it to happen, but anything is possible. Then my budget way into the Man City defence is Zinchenko. Now, I like that he's just in the Man City defence, and they're just a solid team. They really are a good team. And at 5.5, he just is the budget way in. I know Mendy could well return eventually, but by then this young man's price could rise, and then we can always swap things about. I'm going to try and start this season and save my transfers as much as I can. Try not to use my wild cards. This season I'm going to be a lot more patient. So next player in, a very expensive defender in the market now, Harry Maguire. Now he's moving to Man United. That will be brilliant, and I think next to Wan-Bissaka, just being there for good defensive option, getting up for headers from corners, doing his old slab head stuff, and you never know, in a United shirt it might inspire him on for more. Then we've got Van Dijk. I've opted for these sort of defenders over the attacking, and the 7 million for Robertson and Trent, I just feel I can't justify that. My feeling about the Premier League this season is that everyone was thinking, oh, last season all the defenders scored highly. Yeah, they did. They were attacking a lot more, getting on the boats. I think it's going to be tougher for defenders this season to get in them advanced positions. I feel that teams are more attacking all over. Teams like Brighton, even, they've got Trossard in their midfield, very attacking players. You know, all these teams add into their attack. Perez gone to Leicester, Pepe to Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal are going to be right attacking force now. I just think it's more teams with attacking threat this season, so I think defence is going to be vulnerable. Not as many clean sheets, so yeah, Van Dijk I got in because I know he can get up for headers and all sorts. He showed that in the Community Shield today, setting up the equaliser, and he's definitely nailed on for starts, so nothing wrong there, and keeps the budget low. The midfield, Pepe not playing against Barcelona today, so he's going to be rested. He'll be nice and fresh. He's been training, and I think he's going to be a wonderful addition to Arsenal, and Newcastle are going to be in for it, I feel. on that opening game week 1 fixture. Then obviously, as spoken about, Raheem Sterling had to be included. I don't want to miss out on him. And then I love the look of Tielemans and Perez in pre-season. Watched a few games. Tielemans, brilliant player, technically gifted, can take the ball down first time out of the sky and then sets up moves, always gets in on the right. Just a great player really. Perez showing what he'd done at Newcastle last season, attacking threat. So I'm quite happy with my midfield. And then up front, the budget one for Wolves, Thiago Jota. I tip him for great things this season. I think he'll have plenty of goals, plenty of assists. Excited to see how he does. And one not to go without, carrying on his form from last season and playing very well in the pre-season, Callum Wilson. Not to be overlooked, especially with his first 2 fixtures, Sheffield United and Aston Villa. Then I can swap out for midfielders when they go against City if I so feel. It's not a problem, I can do that, and that's part of managing your team. Looking at the fixtures, looking at players you can swap. I'll be saving my subs up, so by game week 3 I'll definitely have a couple of subs spare. Then I've gone for Aubameyang. I did have Lacazette. I just feel Aubameyang's going to carry on his fine form with the golden boot last season, and after Lacazette has missed today's game with that little knock, I'm a little bit worried about whether he'll start or how many minutes he'll play in the first game of the season. So Aubameyang in there as a great player. Just can't justify Aguero at that 1 million higher price of 12. How much Aguero's going to be featuring this season under Pep. Is he going to be phased out slightly just because of his age? Pep turning to Jesus maybe, and as we saw, Sterling playing up front as well. Possibility of that. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm ready for game week 1. Quick look at the bench. Button was what I call bench fodder, just 4.0, saving money to do what I wanted with my team in other positions. So Ceballos, I think, is a very creative player, and I think we could see some great attacking threat from him. And then Reed, could he well start for West Ham? And then Diop definitely will be started. So either way, I've got 2 budget options there. I can change them around for another 4.0 million option. But that basically wraps it up, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. It all helps, and thanks.